So I'm not really a huge fan of this GoPro Hero 9. I've had more issues with it, and I just shot a whole segment on what I was going to do today, and it looked like it was recording, but it was not recording. All right, so it is Monday, May 15th, and I had some issues with the GoPro last weekend, so I wasn't able to finish filming this segment of updates. So I will do that now. We just had a passing thunderstorm, and so I've been working in here. You can see there's a ton of scraps. So I've been working on a project, and I'll show it to you right now. So I was finally able to figure out how to build this cover for the pipes that are beneath here. This thing is just sitting on here just via gravity, so it's not attached, so that if at any point somebody needs to gain access to the pipe below, they can do so. They just have to move it off. And so the idea is that this is going to be a container with sand, so it's going to be a little bit of like a Zen type sand garden. And so what I did was I framed in this box, and I did this detail because, as I've mentioned, this oak tree, I think it's an oak or maple, and I wanted to give it a shot. And so I figured, well, this might be the best way to do it. So I created this little geometric pattern, just cutting 22.5 angles here, 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 and that's kind of the shape it gave me. It's totally fine. I was just trying to do some kind of a detail. And so now we got a access point all the way down, so hopefully it'll make that that oak or maple work hard to make its way up, and it's got a pathway to do that. So what I'm going to do now, and I have to figure out if I want to do it out here or go back undercover and do it so that just in case it rains, won't get messed up. But so this is going to get coated with kind of the like a Flex Seal rubber membrane, and so it's going to have kind of a protective waterproof membrane just to seal everything, and then from there it'll get filled with masonry sand, kind of probably white masonry sand, so the really fine stuff, so that, you know, you could put some rocks here and there and then break a pattern. So that's kind of the idea. The other thing, and I'll kind of do these updates because I don't know what got captured, so I was able to finish this bench, and so I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Nothing too crazy. I filled in a bunch more rocks in this section, same thing around the pond, and so we actually we've got geotextile fabric coming, which will go down first, a pond liner, and then more of the geotextile fabric on top of that. And we got a solar pump and some air pods coming, well, air bubblers coming. So I will hopefully be able to work on this maybe next week to get this all squared away, at least as far as a functioning solar water pond. So the string lights were completed. Once again, I don't know what the last update was. We got this 35-foot misting line that we had last year, so I reinstalled that here, and so it just works its way around there and works its way around the pergola. Just have to fix a couple block lines, and then obviously was able to finish the secondary line of string lights that goes across the pool, so that's looking good. And so let's go over here. And so besides that, just been trying to do a lot of maintenance, weeding, cleaning things up, cleaning up, you know, construction materials, trying to weed whack. This thing is just exploding, so it's going to be really cool when that starts to produce sunflowers. And then over here, what I ended up doing was I installed, I had this C channel. I thought I was going to use it for something else, and it turned out to be the perfect length to span this gap. And so I've got 3 rows, and the reason why I did that was I've got more of that kind of shade fabric, which is kind of like was initially used for like chain link fence covers. And so it does, when it gets water, when it gets saturated with water, it does, you know, get pretty heavy and it collects it. So I needed some kind of a support system, and so I'm going to drape another one of those pieces of shade cloth over this. That way it's got something that's going to support it if it gets wet, you know, it won't sag down. So that is on its way, and just doing, you know, maintenance here and there. This stuff is really starting to just pop out, which is looking good. The tomatoes are coming in, and you know, besides that, just trying to clean up the site as I go. Let's see, I think that's gonna mostly be most of the big things, besides obviously what I've been working on the past couple weeks and trying to get rid of some weeds there, blocking out the sun. And yeah, so I guess that is pretty much it. So it is Monday. We got maybe about 4 weeks or so till you know, Juneteenth weekend and all that. So I feel pretty good where I'm at as far as what more needs to get done. And so just really trying to, you know, knock things out. And I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but you know, that's that makes the most sense. I'm happy with that. So I will get back to maybe waterproofing that, and hopefully just maybe covering that with some plastic. And then I will kind of continue with everything else I've got going on, try to get as much done as I can today, and I will be back Wednesday. It's a very busy week, so I'll be up in Austin at least 4 or 5 times this week. So we're just moving right along and just you know, working towards the finish line. All right, so got about 1 can of Flex Seal on this thing, and I probably need about 1 more can. And I'm just going around the inside, so just a little bit more, and then kind of a secondary coat for everywhere else. And then I will kind of grind / sand this stuff off at the top, so it'll be just that natural wood look. And this is all pressure treated lumber, so it's gonna last, but the Flex Seal I figured would make it last even longer, and also give kind of a nice contrast between, you know, the black outsides that you'll be able to see, at least the top part, and then the white masonry sand. So that is good for now. When I take a break, I'll probably go get another can so I can finish this up. And this will be under the pool house enclosure, just in case we get more rain, which I think we will, and kind of go from there. Okay, so it's Wednesday, let's see, May 17th, and I've got gravel, I've got masonry sand, and I've got this container. And so what I'm going to be doing is I've got a little bit more of this landscape fabric, and I'm going to be covering all of the drainage holes, and just basically on the bottom and a little bit on that section that's open right there. And once that's all down, then we're going to put this 5/8 Black Star gravel down as a little drainage screen, and then the sand will basically go on top. And I just have to plane this side right here, and then the rest of the edges are going to get sanded down back to the bare wood look. So that's kind of what's on the agenda, at least right now, and then we'll kind of go from there and see what else I could do today. Okay, just a quick update before I take off for today. Shout out to Wayne, our HVAC electrician. He's been just doing some awesome work on a bunch of different things. This thing has power, solar panels, and he was able to actually hook everything up. So that's all fully functioning, and we got 120 power out here. Some other things that have happened today was obviously the completion of this sandbox, so that's all ready to go. Looking good. Oak tree's looking good. And I've got extra hose. This is like a 100-foot hose, so I was able to string that out. And I started cutting my material for the kind of bar stools. So when I come back a couple days, I will finish that. The only other thing that got done out here was we got the shade cloth up, and so now this will side as shade, which will make a big difference kind of in the middle of summer, and hopefully should still work with all of these tomatoes. And I'm also just looking around to make sure I grabbed everything before I get out of here. Gotta lock that. And yeah, so that is just about it for this Wednesday. I will be back on Friday to finish up some things and just keep moving things along. But another solid day of work, a little bit of maintenance right there. So I think in pretty good shape as far as I say. So that's it.